Dan Illman, Mike Beer. The feature race at Belmont Park on Sunday is the Allied Forces Stakes. Let's take a look at this field. Recorded is race number 8. It's 100 grander, going 6 furlongs on the inner turf for 3-year-olds. And Mike, the deserving morning line favorite is the number 7, Big Handsome, Javier Castellano, Tony Dutrow. This horse has run too well to lose, arguably, in his last 2 races.
Yeah, ain't that true? He's run well in both of those last 2 starts where they, tried to get a little more distance for him. I think he handled it pretty well. He just couldn't quite get it done at the end of the day. I think the only thing that you would really worry about with him in this race, personally, the only thing I really worry about is that, cutting back in distance like this on turf can sometimes be a difficult thing. But at the end of the day, this horse is probably just better going a little bit shorter. And I don't know, maybe you don't agree with this, Dan. I just think he's not just better than these horses, I think he's a lot better than these horses.
And he's taking a gigantic drop in class after facing the likes of Bricks and Mortar and Yoshida in his last 2 races and acquitting himself quite comfortably. He is 3 for 3 sprinting on turf in his career. Yeah. And as the Timeform US Pace Projector states, he's not going to be too far away. He's sitting in 4th right now, and I think that would be a rather comfortable spot for Big Handsome.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think you like about him since they stretched him out in distance, is that he showed that he doesn't need to be right up there on the lead to run his best race. He's perfectly comfortable tracking other horses.
It looks like the number 1, Hardened, is going to be on the lead, as he was in his turf debut at Saratoga, his first start of the year, his first start off of a long layoff, and he was very game to win that race for trainer David Canizzo. This time around, tougher horses, maybe a little bit tougher from a pace perspective, a little bit more pressure this time.
Yeah, I think those things are probably true. On the other hand, this horse may be pretty good. I mean, his debut last year on that dirt race, I don't think he ran as poorly as the running line makes it look in there. That was a really fast pace, and he actually had speed in there. Can't go with a horse like Takaful, though. He was good off the layoff last time. Yeah, it was 5.5 furlongs. He got to the front on that field, and he just held on, but it was his first start off of a long layoff. I think he really moved forward on turf. I think this horse down the line might be a pretty dangerous horse.
Let's talk about a couple of horses trying turf for the first time. The number 3 is Fact Finding for Todd Pletcher and John Velasquez. There's some turf in this pedigree. The Factor's one of those hidden turf stallions, and this dam was a stakes winner, going a little bit longer on the turf. But Fact Finding's 2 dirt sprints are good.
Yeah, this horse actually started out his career, I felt like anyway, he started out his career like, there's something there with this horse. He won the first 3 starts of his career. He looked good winning those races. They tried him in that Sam Davis around 2 turns. It didn't work out for him that day, and it's been a long layoff since then. But he started off his career with some potential, and as you point out, he's bred for grass. Switching over for his first start off the layoff does not bother me at all. I'm very interested to see how he does in here.
The other first-time turf runner is the number 5, Proformer for trainer Michael Stidham. This horse is solid enough. He's won half of his 6 starts on the main track. Munnings, his sire, wins with 11% first-time turf runners. And while the dam has foaled 1 turf winner, just doesn't have that as strong of a turf pedigree as Fact Finding.
Yeah, there's not as much pedigree with this horse as there is with the other one. This horse has run some pretty good races on the main track, holding his own in some minor stakes races. I feel like this might be a little tougher for him.
The Money Monster is a multiple stakes winner on dirt at this 6 furlong distance, made his turf debut in the quick call at Saratoga. Did you see enough in that race that makes it indicate, well, he's found his niche now as a turf sprinter?
No, I didn't really see it. I mean, I felt like, I'll put it this way, I don't think he took a step forward on the turf, and I feel like he had to do that, and this race is not going to be any easier for him.
Jewel Heist was up and on the pace in his turf debut most recently. He ran okay, but it was for a $50,000 condition tag.
He ran pretty well that day. He'll have to run better than that.
Harlan's Harmony, first-time gelding. He has been no match for Big Handsome in his last 2 races. Now, he started off his career sprinting, like maybe this is what he wanted, and he's been going a little longer in his last few races. Are there enough changes, gelding, cutting back to a more comfortable distance, that you could use him on the bottom of single race exotics at the very least?
Oh, I could definitely see using this horse underneath in this race. I don't know if I can get him on top in here. I do like them cutting him back in distance. I don't think he wants to go long.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Allied Forces Stakes. Mike, Big Handsome, way the horse to beat. He might simply just be better than these horses, as you mentioned. I do want to talk a little bit about White Flag, who is 2 for 2 sprinting on the turf. His most recent race might have featured a bit of a pace collapse. They went very fast early. But I think that White Flag was ridden very conservatively by Joel Rosario. He was in behind horses, and he got blind switched on the turn. I thought he steadied very hard, and the fact that he was able to recover and then run down a horse that got the jump on him, it bodes well for him. It was a fast race, probably due to the fast fractions. Is he good enough?
I guess we'll find out in this race. He certainly deserves a shot in this race off of his last 2. I think he showed himself to be a better turf sprinter. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I
Really?
don't really like any of his races. I hear what you're saying about his last race. To me, he got a perfect trip and ride in that race after Runaway Posse totally collapsed that race with a wild, way too early wide run to sort of break that race apart. And I just feel like this horse maybe took advantage a little bit in there. He's the horse in here. I'm not against Big Handsome. I just think he's better.
You're
than
against
horses.
this horse.
I'm against this horse, and I'll be trying to get other horses.
And he might be
underneath.
3-1, 7-2 in here. Mike's going to go 7-3-1. I'm going to go 6-7-2-1 in the $100,000 Allied Forces Stakes. If you are betting the Belmont Sunday card from home, please sign up for DRF Bets. A 10% win place takeout on 10 select tracks is yours, as well as a $300 cash bonus for the remainder of the summer. Head on over to drf.com/take10. Approximate post time for the Allied Forces Stakes is 5:13 Eastern. Best of luck.